What's the craziest thing that's happened to you while you've been out shooting? Welcome to Photography After Hours.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Cheers.
All the
Cheers.
best.
Evidently, I have to drink. I get yelled at for that in the B-roll that you'll see one day. All right, we're going to be talking about what is the craziest thing that's happened to you while you've been out shooting photography. So we're going to start. We were talking about this before, so I have a little insight that you guys don't have. We're going to start with Scott here. We're going to introduce Scott. We're going to introduce Susie and Sprague. My name is Nick. So here we go, Scott.
The craziest thing that's
The
ever happened.
craziest thing. I want to hear the good one.
I've had a few, but I've shown up to do groom's coverage, and I knock
At a wedding.
Yeah, at a wedding. Knock on the door, hotel room, scrambling with all my gear. Knock on the door, and one of the groomsmen just answers the door completely butt naked. Apparently they had one hell of a bachelor party the night before. And everyone was, the room was trashed. There's just pizza boxes, beer bottles, everything, just alcohol everywhere. The place was complete, and everyone was just naked. I don't know what they're doing all naked. That's a little weird, but
It was all guys?
it was all guys. It was all the groomsmen.
Had the stripper left?
I don't ask questions at that point, but that was one of the strangest things, just walking into that
Maybe the
situation.
bride
there a
was
tiger?
the stripper.
No tiger.
There's no tiger.
It's like The Hangover.
Yeah.
Not quite yet. No tiger, but
Mustard
That's
on
the
the
kind of
wall.
girl you want to marry.
Mustard on the wall. So, all right, this is gonna be hard to beat. So that's wedding related.
Well,
so
tell us about yours.
Oh, we'll talk about mine later. So Sprague had an interesting one, much different than a wedding one, but you got to hear this. This is pretty wacky.
Yeah, well, the story smells a bit. Was out one evening in Sacramento, and we were staying at a hotel downtown, and I had gone out to the rail yard to take some pictures at night. Had a new tilt shift lens and was working on my HDR, and so I'm going up to this train depot, and there was a train I wanted to take a picture of, and the bars to shoot this train were about this far apart, so I needed to get my camera up and my tilt shift lens in between the bars because it was 17 millimeter and it was too wide unless I was really in there. And so I've got my tripod set up, and I'm getting it right in position, had to tip it forward just a little bit, and then had to have the camera just set so I could just tap it and get my 3 shots. And as I'm setting this up and I get the first one going, I see a little flash of white go past me, and I'm not thinking too much about it. And so then I get the second shot, and then the third one, which was the super long exposure, and suddenly I see this white flash again, and I look down, and next to me is a skunk.
oh man, Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Hello, I am him.
And the skunk's there like,
And what do you do?
well, yeah, he's like, what are you doing? What are you looking at? What's this about? And I'm just like,
Did you kick it?
no, because there's 2 things running through my head. First of all, I haven't finished my shot. It's got another 30 seconds to go,
Important things first.
which is irrelevant because I'm about to get sprayed. And but if you run, you're going to get sprayed anyway. So it's like, go away, please go away.
How long did you have to
please
stand
go
there?
away. About 30 seconds, and suddenly the camera goes clunk. And the skunk looked, goes, well, I guess he got it, and he took off. And so,
So it was helping, maybe.
yeah, it was helping, and I just wanted to see what was
He was
going
a second
on.
shooter.
Yes, that's right. So I quickly assembled my gear and took off, but I did get a killer picture. Yeah.
I have a wildlife one. I was out storm chasing with a friend, and she's terrified of most wildlife, like freaked out over bugs or bees
Better
or
way to
anything.
get over wildlife shooting.
Right.
Go on.
So we're driving in the middle of the night and chasing a thunderstorm up on top of a mesa, and there was enough light, ambient light, you could see a bunch of these gigantic tarantulas going across the road. Tons of them. Just that time of year, right? It's the beginning of the
old
summer.
tarantula migration.
There's just a lot of them up there, and they were real big desert tarantulas. Like, they're pretty harmless, cute and fuzzy. And we, at one point, we stopped on the side of the road to get some shots because the lighting was perfect and our vantage point was great. And she got out of the truck and immediately stepped on one. and only stepped on half of it, so it was still alive and squirming, and she completely lost it, like totally lost it, and I had to come around the side of to her side of the truck and put it out of its misery.
So was it trying to come around and crawl up her leg? Or
yeah,
what?
it was. She just got a couple of its legs and kind of like the just one end of it, and it was still
benevolent creatures, but that could tend to piss the tarantula off, you know.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad for it.
Help! I'm
It
down
was
here.
entertaining to see her.
My legs are badly broken.
Yeah.
Someone.
Like, it's okay. It's okay. She didn't want to stay out there any longer.
So that was two-legged sister. Now here comes one of yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So skunk. We have tarantula. Lots of
Naked
animals
guy.
on this side. Naked dude. So
Or naked
Scott and I
crab,
were
yeah.
actually on an interesting. We were on a workshop. We do photography workshops with PAC, and we were going up to Havasupai. And this was not funny like your guys, but we said craziest thing. And you know, we're up on the top of Havasupai, and you know, it rained that day on and off, and we decided like, okay, there's no more rain. People are still going down. And we decided to hike down to you know, what seemed pretty nice. You know, the rain had stopped at the point we started hiking.
Yeah.
And about a quarter of the way down, it's a flash flood, and we're like
The first one.
the first one, which started off like this, and we're like, oh, that's crazy.
it.
We're screaming like two girls, like, oh my God, here it comes, and then like all of a sudden it's like deeper than a car, and we're like, okay, I guess that was not that impressive before, and then like. We continue to walk down, so it goes all the way, and we continue to walk down.
For about an hour and a half for it to subside.
Yeah, and then we have pictures of not our shoes even getting wet.
Right.
It's totally dry, and we're like, okay, cool, it's done. So we keep walking, and it started raining a little bit, but not heavy. All the rain kind of comes from a flash flood from other places, and it's kind of like a sewer that's Havasupai. Everything just goes down into that canyon, and we get about 3/4 of the way down now, and a helicopter comes out of nowhere, and we're with our workshop attendees, and we're like, hi. And like, he almost blows us into the water.
Yeah,
right?
we were like clinging to the side of this cliff.
And we're like, wow, what an a-hole. That guy
we're
just almost
realizing
blew us
that
in the water.
water's rising on us, and we're like, huh, okay. So, we climb a little bit more, and then the helicopter comes by, and he stops, and he's about 50 feet from us. He throws his door wide open, and he starts yelling at us, like, go higher, go higher.
So we went like 20 feet.
Yeah, we climbed
We're
up,
like-
and he's like, no, go higher,
Go
higher. So we get up there, and I swear, it was like what?
Minute.
Like
30 seconds.
Less than a minute.
Turned around, and the trail's gone.
Yeah, it was like 25 feet of water. Just
It was even more than that in places. Where we were, it was like, yeah, probably 25 to 30 feet, but as it got narrower, it got even higher.
so it was like a near-death experience.
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. I don't know if it was as crazy as the skunk. I think I would have been more. I wasn't really scared there, but it was like, you know, the skunk might have scared me. I think I'm a little more scared of that.
Well, it wasn't a life-threatening experience, but I certainly would have been very popular at the hotel. You know.
So yeah.
What did you do?
I had a run
Here,
in
can I have a
with
bucket of tomato juice?
with a club goer at a show one time, taking pictures of the band. You can go at this one nightclub. They have kind of a side stage area where the band usually gets ready and goes on stage, and there's some steps going up. And I would go back there and get up on the side of the stage back by the drummer and take pictures facing the crowd, that kind of thing. And this gal who was really lit followed me back there and tried to get up on stage at the same time while the band is playing, and there wasn't like a bouncer or anybody to take care of it, and I'm trying to handle this with my camera and everything in my hands. And like I said, she had had quite a bit to drink, and we ended up in a wrestling match off the side of the stage on a sofa while the band is playing. I managed to keep her off of the stage, and eventually the band
you became
quit.
Photographer and bouncer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check fight. You know.
Give the
I
pillow.
want to take pictures of you. And,
Pillow fight.
well, I've got one that this happened to me years ago in Amsterdam. I was with a group traveling around, and we'd come off a cruise ship, and so some of the people were anxious to sample some of the fine pastries that Amsterdam is known for, and so we went in, and one friend of mine proceeded to get a couple, 3 brownies, and despite the admonishments of the barmaid, decided to knock all 3 of them back all at once. And so wasn't
They're like Colorado brownies.
Yeah, no, well, they are now. Yeah, so they're quite tasty. So we're staggering around the canal and taking pictures, and so we're shooting across the canal and all that other sort of stuff. And I was pointing towards this building and took a shot. And as I took a shot, I looked, and all the blinds in the building had gone closed. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. And then right about that time, there was a woman across the canal, and she was screaming and shaking her fist at me. And
like the bad monkey and the Family Guy.
And like, so we're continuing to walk, and we suddenly realized that we were in the red light district in Amsterdam. Oh. So, and I'm thinking, well, okay, it's probably, what can you do? So she's a little pissed off, so that's probably what happened. So we go across the canal, and I'm walking back the other side with the group, and suddenly this lady tears out of this brothel with a pipe and starts hitting me with it, and, screaming at me, great obscenities.
Your camera. And click video. Look,
these living daylights. And this friend of mine who's stoned on the brownies, he goes, "Hey, dude, that lady's beating you with a pipe." And I said, "I know it. Get her off of me." And
awesome.
So we managed to calm her down and sort of pressed on along the way. But, my shoulder was a little sore for a while. But so, yeah, when you're wandering in Amsterdam, folks, be cognizant of where you are.
Hazards of street photography.
Oh, man, yeah.
So
I didn't even get a good shot out of it.
So in this episode, we only had a few, but we know there's 35,000 plus of you guys out there. We want to have you in the comments put down your best story. So we thought that would be a fun thing to do. That's why we kind of came up with this idea. So start putting comments in there. Put your whole story. Put links to pictures, whatever you can put on. We want to see what the craziest thing that's happened to you out there. So anything else you guys want to add? We have about a minute and a half left. Anyone? All right, so we're going to tell you about our sponsor. Sponsor is Photographers Adventure Club. We do photo walks, we do workshops, seminars, all kinds of education online. We are the sponsor of After Hours, and we will see you in the next episode. So see you guys real soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Go out and have some stuff crazy happen to you.